Chosen One!
Welcome to The Chosen One. I'm your host, Qui-Gon Din, and today we are looking at the ZiFi Invi that just concluded this weekend at it's a big GT. It was 44 players. This was the locally ran GT for Zion's Finest, and we're going to look at the top 8 breakdown. Starting at 8th place, we got Larry Lee. He's playing Boss, Hunter, Obi, and Mundi, and the breakdown of the list is full boss box. It's going to be Hunter, Wolf, Wolfpack. Very good pairing. Obi, Rex, Commandos, and then Kieta, Mundi, Shakti are troopers. Played this on Sabotage, and very much. I did the round one. He did the Obi Mundi list. Played Obi Mundi a couple times. Boss Hunter, so it's kind of a 2x2 list, which is kind of the proper way to go. You kind of get matchups into both of the top 2 lists in the game with this. With the Obi Mundi, you are really able to get into melee and you can kind of fight other Delta squad, but you also just full Delta. We got Michael Higley running the same list, same pairings. I want to see, let's see, except with his Hunter, he took Wrecker and Omega, Kieta Mundi, Shakti 501st, Obi Rex Commandos. So kind of again, looking at it, it's the basic strategy of you can kind of flex Obi-Wan where you need him, you can flex Mundi where you need him, but end of the day, it's still Delta doing what Delta wants to do. Christopher Sampson, he took Mando, Cassian, and this is interesting because the Mando list is what did he take with Mando? Bo-Katan and then Rebel Commandos. Bo-Katan by herself and just Mando is interesting. He took the Mando list only once. He played his famous Iden Vader list the entire time, and Iden Vader is just a Iden box with Vader, DZE, and ISB agents. This is a really strong new kind of melee threat list. It's doing a lot of the stuff it really needs to do, and it can actually put a lot of pressure even on Cassian lists because of the strains that it can give out with Iden's identity. It's very strong, very good. It also is just really good against just other Delta in general. And I'm like, he went up against a lot of Delta, it looks like. And, you know, Cassian is still doing what Cassian wants to do. Then we got 5th place is Knit Blitz Monkey. Again, Jin, Cassian, Delta with Hunter. Hunter is kind of becoming the standout pairing with Boss, even more so than Obi-Wan, and I think it's because the list can fight longer and put out more gas, and it doesn't have to play the wound game. It has a lot of ways of counteracting the wounds from Kanan. So, you know, it can circumvent some revenge triggers, but it can also just play the control game. Taylor Shabazz, again, playing Boss Lumi, Jin with Leia. Now, this is a cool list, the Jin Leia list, I believe. It is Leia with Bodhi Rook, Bazam Albus, Jin, Callus, Rebel Commandos, a very strong list. And again, we're seeing Luminar, Captain Rex, Wolfpack, Boss, Fixer, 7 Scorch. The whole package of Delta is really good. It will be interesting to see if people start playing 7 Scorch outside of Boss. Right now, it's just the Boss is kind of the premier primary for Republic. Scott Nielsen took 3rd. Kind of taking the 2x2 full meta approach. He is taking the Boss Hunter list as well with Kanan and Cassian. So this is a event that, you know, we're seeing the meta kind of stagnate into a 2-tag format again, with Empire's kind of lucky holding on, but we look at Kenny Brown, who was running Cassian pretty much. I believe I want to say he ran. Did he run it as a 2x2 or a Cassian anchor? Um, Cassian Mando, Cassian Kanan, Cassian Leia. Okay, so he just played this as a Cassian anchor list, and it's he's the one primary that right now you can really anchor around. It's cool. He did get a draw, or Scott Nielsen did get a draw, and Samuel Sweeten again, Kanan, Mando, Jin, uh Andor, full list. Jin, K2SO, Bartu, we've seen this pairing a lot. Andor, Callus, base turret. uh Kanan with Ezra, Chopper, Mando, Dengar, Rebel Commandos, and this definitely is another Cassian anchor. So we're seeing Cassian kind of be this dominating piece, good players playing him. Delta seems to get picked off earlier in the top cut, and I believe it's because Delta can't keep up with what Cassian is doing. Cassian still pushes out the output that is in comparison with Delta, but it also gets revenge triggers alongside with it. We're seeing a lot more of the Mando pop up, and I don't think that's a bad call. I think Mando is kind of replacing a lot of Kanan, specifically because I feel that with Delta around and Delta being able to circumvent Kanan, that Cassian and Mando together, just you get the two revenge triggers all the time. And the list has a lot of healing that way, and it can just keep condition stack free. I think Mando is on rise again, and he's going to be looking at a lot of more play. I see. This is kind of the breakdown. It's to be expected. I expected Kenny and Sam to do really well at this event. Scott Nielsen played these guys at the Evergreen Open. They are very good. But it's nothing surprising here in Top Cut. It's cool seeing Chris Anson still taking the Vader Iden and taking it fairly far. Fun list. We're seeing a drop off of Kieta Mundi, and right now I think Kieta Mundi probably has one pairing that is still something to watch out for. And again, I think it's that Vader Kieta Mundi list, simply because you have the displacement game. But the problem with Mundi right now is that even though you have displacement against Cassian, Cassian still just out attritions you and just kills your pieces too fast with the bomb, with the Shatterpoint plays. Baze and Turret still doing really good. Cassian is very much kind of proving to be a problem piece, and we knew that he was going to be a problem piece when they revealed his card. We're looking at that revenge trigger, but when you add in this ability to turn the Shatterpoint punch into 2 10-die attacks with the units you have access to, the revenge trigger, his bomb, he is doing too much on the field for just not existing. Kenny Brown in the Slack even said he's tired of playing against Cassian, and that Cassian's a problem. And I don't disagree. Baze and Turret are a little over-tuned as well. And then Boss, if you deal with Cassian, Boss is going to probably just replace him as the top meta dog. But unlike Cassian, there are clear counters to Boss, and that is other attrition lists. Vader Jedi Hunter is very good into Boss. Right now, the meta is at a point where it's definitely now pigeonholed behind Cassian and Boss. The events have kind of been leading up to this. Delta took a little bit longer to get going, but now that people are kind of figuring it out, it's definitely showing the fruits of what people were expecting Delta to do. And Delta with this has 5 bosses in top 8, and there are 5 Cassians in top 8. This is pretty defining of what the meta is going to look like. Mundi is already kind of out the window. Obi-Wan is also having really mixed results at some of these GT lately. Some of the GTs he has a really good win rate, and some of them he has a sub 20% win rate. It's all over the place. The big consistent factor here is that Cassian is kind of driving the metagame. And if you can't deal with Cassian, you're very much in a bad spot. So it's definitely looking like a solved meta at this point. I was already kind of on the opinion that the meta was going to solve itself real quick once we get the rest of the releases. And this has just driven it home. Boss and Hunter, in my opinion, are probably the best variant to play clones because the weakness of Boss beforehand is, you can kind of out attrition him. The big thing with Hunter Boss is even if you wound Fixer or Seven Scorch in this list, you still have so much gas with Hunter and Boss themselves and the secondaries and the rest of what your list is doing just because the math is improved. Um, it's a very strong list. It is a list that, if you looking to take Republic to an event, Boss is probably the way to go. Um, I don't like Boss's playstyle all that much. I've played enough of him to go that he's kind of not what I'm looking for. I don't play aggressive attrition style lists. I'm very much a scoring list player, so I like playing things that have a lot of scoring. I like Ewok style lists. I like the Jedi style lists. I'm a little bit more mid range, but the meta state right now is you need to be able to punch because you can't just rely on shoving stuff off of points anymore. And that's because even if you're doing that to Cassian, he has too much output with his list that you can't play the slow game against him. And it is a really, it's sad to see the openness of the meta kind of shrink down. But we got 2 gatekeeper lists in the format. We got boss lists and Cassian lists. Both are gatekeeping a lot of lists out of the game at the moment. And I feel it's going to be the same thing for Adepticon. Unless we get a new release with Balin's goal and he changes the game drastically, I don't see it happening. It is definitely a Cassian and boss driven meta, and it's not going to change. Natural power creep of the game. It happens. New stuff comes out. New stuff is really good. Sometimes they overpower it. Boss is a little less overpowered compared to what Cassian is doing, but Cassian is just doing too much, and Baze and Turret just fit too perfectly with Cassian, and it's in combination. It is the perfect storm. Again, you take Cassian, you take Baze and Turret, and you have probably the makings of where you can put the rest of your list almost doesn't matter. Those two together create a huge problem. And it's something that AMG will address down the line. Whenever we get the next patch, I am definitely calling it Andor and Baze and Turret are probably for sure getting hit in some type of nerf. They're going to get tweaked. Cassian may actually get tweaked even before the next full balance pass. They may do a slight nerf to him after Adepticon if he starts having these results that he's been having consistently. A lot of people are having not good play experiences playing into Cassian and Baze and Turret, and it's actually probably on the same level that Iden was pre-nerf with the box. I'm saying it now. Andor has been impacting the game since his release. He is won more GTs and won more events than I think even Iden did right off the bat. He offers too much. That's just all I gotta say about it. The ZiFi Invi was a cool event to pay attention to. It's really cool seeing Boss do work. The pick for the coolest list is by far Christopher Sampson's. Vader Iden is something that is really cool with the Jedi Hunter. I'm glad he is having a lot of success with that list. It is something that I am going to try out myself. But Mando also seeing a resurgence and seeing a ton of play on Top Cut. I think Mando Cassian might be the way of the future. You just kind of get a really strong whole set of list what you can do with that. You also get access to a lot of revenge, a lot of healing, condition removing. And that's kind of how you stop Cassian is, the condition spam, pushing people off and pinning them. Well, when you start taking wounds, Mando starts removing conditions, which means the revenge triggers go off. And Mando is something to watch out for. I don't think Mando is overtuned. Cassian is definitely the big enabler, but that's just the way the game is going. Thank you for watching this episode of The Chosen One. If you'd like to watch the next video, you can watch the one in the link above. And if you want to listen to the podcast, you can listen to the playlist below. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe.